we want to learn from Ephesians chapter 3, verse 16 to 19. Point number 1, this is what the Spirit does. The Spirit works in our inner man. I pray that out of His glorious riches, He might strengthen you with power through His Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And what that means is this, that this strengthening is explained in verse 17a, that essentially it means that Christ and all His power, all His resurrection power is living within us, in us, for every one of us to gain access to. And when it comes to godly living, the Holy Spirit is not just dealing with our outward behavior, like doing loving things, like just saying good things and loving things. But Holy Spirit wants to work in our inner cravings and attitudes, where the root of all sin is from our hearts. Christianity is not just a moral improvement program, where we come to church, it makes us better people. When I came to church, my parents used to tell me that church will make you a better person. But I come to realize that Christianity is ultimately a heart replacement surgery. Jesus wants to come and change our hearts. The Holy Spirit has the power to do something that no man can, to change our hearts. And for this kind of inner change to happen, we need nothing less than the power of the Holy Spirit. In Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, it says, above all else, guard our heart, for everything you do flows from it. Everything that you do flows from our heart. The outworking of change starts with the inworking of hearts. Number 2, the Spirit also reveals Christ's love to us. In verse 17b to verse 19a, the Spirit reveals Christ's love to us. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and to know this love that surpasses knowledge. This point is for you. In fact, there are a few things that we can learn here. First thing here, knowing Christ's love does not come naturally. It comes supernaturally. Knowing Christ's love, second thing, is a never-ending process because it's unknowable. Paul deliberately writes the paradox that to know the love of Christ, which surpasses knowledge. And the question we need to ask all of us ourselves is this: am I growing more and more to know this unknowable love of Christ? Martin Lloyd-Jones says this, is that indeed, our chief defect as Christians is that we fail to realize Christ's love to us. How important it is that we should meditate upon His love and contemplate it. It is because we failed to do so. We tend to think at times that He has forgotten us or that He has left us. Number 3, and thank God for number 3, the Spirit fuels our godly living. The Spirit fuels our godly living. And Paul was talking about the end result of the Spirit's move, is that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Notice the compounding superlatives that Paul was using. You may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. I mean, you could just say the fullness of God, but he was saying all the fullness of God. In other words, that ultimately at the end of the day, when the Spirit fills us, we are able to partner with the Holy Spirit and He controls us. No longer the flesh controls us, but the Spirit controls us. And the ultimate result is this, that we will mature and grow to reflect Christ who is living in us. The fullness of Christ will be revealed through our lives. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 13. Can I invite everyone to read this verse together? 1, 2, 3, you go. Until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God and become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. As we depend on the power of the Holy Spirit, we will mature. We will experience life transformation. There will be something in your life this year that God will transform you in. You will not be the same person when you enter in 2019. In Philippians chapter 2, verse 13 to 14. Let's read this together, everyone. 1, 2, 3, you go. For it is who? It is who? It is God in us. Godly living can never be achieved by human determination and effort. And only with the power of the Holy Spirit can we do that. And this year, I pray that you experience empowerment. Not just in church, but out of the church. When you spend time with your friends who do not know Jesus. When you reach out to people in your workplace. When in your families, in your marriage, in your parenting. Such that everyone around you, when they see how you live your life, they'll be able to see it is not you, but Christ who lives in us.